Hello everyone! Welcome again to another episode of our Paano list. And welcome to Dear Besh. My name is A. So, ang topic natin for today is paano ba mag-let go ng isang toxic relationship or paano ba mag-let go ng isang taong toxic, no? So, it can be applied or this is applicable sa family settings or sa isang relationship with two people involved. Okay? So, before we proceed, let me give you and share with you two key principles. No? First is when two people don't grow together, then definitely they will grow apart. If they don't have the same goal, if they don't have the same process in terms of growth, if they don't have the same perception about life, about relationship, about love, then they will grow apart. They will seek that growth somewhere else. Okay? The second principle would be the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of relationships we keep. Okay? Sa kahit na ano pang larangan ng trabaho natin or ng aspect ng buhay natin, if the relationships, the current relationships that we keep is not healthy and we're not in good and healthy environment coming from that relationship, yung interaction natin sa ibang tao, yung other relationships natin outside that toxic relationship will also be impacted. Somehow, it will also impact greatly how we perceive ourselves, how we talk to ourselves. In a way, ganun yung magiging behavior natin when we're dealing with other people. So, those are two key principles that we can, reassess and reevaluate if we have the same sa mga partners natin sa buhay and even sa family members na parating natin kasama araw-araw. Okay? So, maybe we can start with how do we know, no? How do we identify if we are in a toxic relationship? Okay? So, maybe we can list that down. Maybe we can try to assess yung current relationship natin if meron tayong mga ganito. If resolvable ba or hindi. Okay? So, number one would be yung pagiging unhappy. Unhappiness is a constant battle. Na everyday na lang pagising mo sa umaga, hindi ka na masaya. I know that happiness is a choice. But sometimes, hindi na ko control yung nandoon sa environment natin for the reason that we are involved. No? What if itong tao na to nakasama natin sa buhay, pagising natin sa umaga, instead na mag-good morning sa iyo, hinagisan ka lang ng plato na walang laman. 'Di ba? What if yung tao na yan pagkagising na lang, instead good morning ang sasabihin sa iyo, wala na naman ba tayong ulam? No? So sometimes these simple scenarios can hurt our feelings, and it's up to us on how to respond to this. And sometimes because we are just human beings, no, experiencing these things would not be very helpful sa growth natin. Okay? Second would be other lies, more lies, no, one lie from another. If lagi na lang tayo nagsisinungaling or nagsisinungaling sa atin yung tao na pinagkakatiwalaan natin, do we still continue to trust that person? Are we still continue to live with that person knowing that trust is one of the 7 pillars of relationship, of a healthy relationship? Importante ang trust sa isang relationship. Okay? Second would be, why do we feel so bad all the time? Unhappy ka na nga, pero parang laging merong mali sa buhay mo. Ano, kahit saan ka na lang magpunta, parang naiko-compare mo yung sarili mo, parang may kulang sa akin, may mali sa akin. Kasi hindi ka na masaya. Right? So, kung nandun ka sa state na yan, then you have to reassess why. O bakit you feel bad? Bakit you feel unhappy? Bakit laging may nagsisinungaling? Bakit nagsisinungaling siya? Or bakit kailangan mo magsinungaling? So, we have to know kung saan ang gagaling yung mga root cause na to, no? Another sign would be doubts. No, pagdududa. Di mo mahawakan yung cellphone ng partner mo. Okay? And then, ang perception mo ngayon is may tinatago. Hindi mo ngayon masabi yung totoo. Probably natatakot ka, baka magalit siya. Okay? So, may iba't ibang reason kung bakit ginagawa natin yung isang bagay na yan. But then again, are those healthy? Are those behaviors healthy sa isang relationship? Okay? Another thing would be, hindi tayo nakikipag-usap or probably we avoid talking or discussing about a certain topic or about a certain event na nangyari. Parang we avoid talking about a problem because siguro hindi na tayo interested na ma-resolve ito because we're thinking na hindi rin naman siya makikinig o hindi rin naman siya ma-resolve because ako lang naman ang gumagawa ng paraan. Ikaw lang ba ang gumagawa ng paraan? Bakit tayo nang mag-open up yung isa? So still, it takes two to tango. Okay? The blame game. There's always the blame game. Kasalanan mo to. Kaya sinabi ko na sa iyo na hindi ito dapat. Laging ikaw may kasalanan. So, sino lang dapat may say sa isang relationship? Isang partner lang ba? Yung partner lang ba natin? O dapat may say din tayo? Or dapat meron din tayong opinion and voice in that relationship? Okay? The one-sided love, that's another sign. Ikaw lang yung nag-e-effort. Ikaw lang yung nagsusustain ng love and care and courtship sa relationship. Wala nang effort yung isa. Bakit? Dahil baka wala nang spark. Diba? Ikaw lang yung or saka ka lang na-accept if you will say yes. No? Ikaw yung bida kapag ka yes ka. Ikaw yung mabuting tao kapag nag-yes ka sa kanila or sa kanya. Ikaw yung accepted because nag-yes ka. Ikaw yung nagbigay palagi kaya accepted ka at in ka sa circle nila. Okay? That's part of, sign that you are in a toxic relationship kasi one-sided lang. Okay? At accepted ka lang kapag oo ka ng oo. Alright? Pahabaan ng maling ginawa mo. Yung ganito mo, yung ganyan mo, yung kilos mo, yung ginawa mo, yung sinabi mo, mali. Lahat ng ginagawa mo, mali. At sinasabi sa iyo na mali ka. Araw-araw ng buhay mo. Okay, wala kang ginawang tama. Sinasabi yan sa iyo at naririnig mo. Wala kang voice. Even mag-reason out ka, even makipag-communicate ka, wala kang voice. That's another sign of that you are in a toxic relationship or unhealthy relationship because your voice is not important. Okay? When you have a problem, when you have to face a certain event na supposedly involve kayong dalawa or ng family mo, you felt like you're alone. Mag-isa mo lang siyang dinadala. Or let's say for example, meron kang pinagdadaanan. Pakiramdam mo mag-isa ka lang kasi no one listens to you. Because your voice is not important. Because you are not important. Okay? That's how a toxic relationship makes you feel. That you are alone. And you're only accepted when you go along with them or when you go along with that person. Regardless if it jeopardizes your standard and your boundaries, it doesn't matter to them as long as yes ka. Okay? What else? There's this physical and verbal abuse. No? Andyan yung sinasabihan ka ng masasakit na salita or probably cursing you or calling you names. No? That's verbal abuse. And what more for the physical abuse? Physical abuse is a traumatic experience. Any person would ever experience in a relationship, no? Gumagaling man ang sugat nang gagaling sa physical abuse, but the wounds spiritually, emotionally is there, no? Nakakapagdulot siya ng hindi magandang pakiramdam at nakakapagpababa ng self-esteem. Okay? Emotional manipulation, no? Example ng emotional manipulation is that whenever you attempted to communicate with the person to talk about a certain problem, ang sagot lang sa'yo, yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm fine, whatever. Something like that, no? Parang, manghuhula ka kung okay siya o hindi. No? You have to find it yourself kung tama ba yung ginawa mo or ginagawa mo or accepted ba sa kanya, or okay ba sa kanya, kasi wala naman siya sinasabi sa'yo. So imagine yourself being in that scenario, and these are not the only signs that you are in an unhealthy relationship. Napakadaming signs na para malaman mo na ikaw ay nasa unhealthy relationship. And you have to be mindful of those signs and look at those red flags, at hindi mo kailangan disregard yon, hindi mo kailangan i-disregard yon, because if it questions your self-worth, if it's kung tinatapakan na yung boundaries mo, kung nilalagpasan na yung boundaries mo, kung nawawala na yung respeto ng tao na yun sa'yo, kung nagiging inconsistent na yung tao sa iyo in terms of treating you, then you have to think, you have to know, am I still in a healthy relationship? No, walang ideal relationship. Nasa book lang yan, nasa mga libro lang yung ideal relationship, because we are not perfect people. But we have this self-acceptance, no? We have this acceptance sa isang tao na though that person is not perfect, we both are not perfect, we find ways to make it work. Yung dalawa kayo ang nag-work to make the relationship successful. Okay, ano ba yung goal ng isang relationship? Both of you will grow on a personal level, or on a professional level, spiritual level. We have to both grow together, no? Kung ako yung nandoon sa relationship na yun. Kasi kung ako lang mag-isa, edi ako na lang mag-isa sana. No? Nawala na lang sana akong kasama na tao who will grow with me. Kasi again, papasok na naman dun yung, bakit ka ba nasa isang relationship? If you are in a relationship just because you wanted to be with someone who will, meet the other half of you, then the motivation is, in the first place, not the right motivation. Diba? Because you are in a relationship because you wanted to share. You wanted to share your life, your love, grow together, be successful together, live a life together, be happy together. Yun yung goal natin sa relationship natin. No? And there are other goals that we can, still work together if we want to go beyond the relationship we know. No? Depende sa paniniwala natin. We have to work together to make the relationship work. Hindi lang isa yung nagtatrabaho. Alright? So, those are some of the ways of, or signs na you are in a unhealthy relationship. Okay? Now, probably the next thing that we need to ask is, bakit may mga tao na nag-stay sa isang toxic relationship? Okay, so I have this client na gusto niya na mag-let go sa karelasyon niya, is because this person is too dependent on drugs, no? So addicted siya sa drugs, and sometimes mabait siya, sometimes this person is so caring and would express yung love na yun, no? But most of the time, violent na yung tao. And andun na lahat yung emotional manipulation, or emotional blackmail, or telling the person, if you're gonna leave me, then I will kill myself, something like that. So, it's so toxic, no? But the first question that we have to answer is, ano bang gusto mong mangyari? Do you want to stay in that relationship? Or gusto mong baguhin yung takbo ng buhay mo? It's up to you to decide. So, the next question that we will need to answer is, why? Why ba tayo nagstay? Bakit may mga tao nagstay sa isang toxic relationship kahit masakit na? Bakit kailangan natin magtiyaga sa isang relationship na one-sided na lang? No, bakit kailangan natin na hintayin na maging mabuti yung isang tao, or maging magbago yung isang tao para tayo makapag-decide kung magstay or not? Bakit nandun yung dilemma? Bakit hindi agad tayong makawala? So yun yung mga questions, no, na we have to ask ourselves, and when we answer that, we have to truly be honest. Bakit? Okay, and these are some of the reasons why, no? Number one reason is that naniniwala tayo na dahil sa pagmamahal natin, magbabago yung tao? Well, people will not change because we love them. No matter how deep our love is, no matter how our intentions are for this person, if that person does not have the desire to change, that person will not change. That person will not change for you, because that person should change for himself or herself. Okay? The desire to change must be greater than the desire to remain the same. That's the only way change will happen. And giving more love, understanding to that person will not help the person, will not make the person change. But somehow, no, dahil sa unconditional acceptance natin, which naniniwala ako, na it somehow can influence the person's desire. Pero at the end of the day, yung person na yan, siya pa rin ang magde-decide, hindi ikaw. Okay? So set boundaries, no? Okay lang na maniwala tayo na magbago yung tao na yun dahil sa pagmamahal natin. At pag sinabi natin pagmamahal, kasama na dyan yung pagpapasensya, pag-uunawa, pag-accept sa lahat ng mga kamalian niya, pagdadasal sa kanya na sana magbago siya. Pero ang lahat ng ito will be in vain if that person will not decide to change. Okay? The desire should be there. Okay? So, yeah, number 1, naniniwala tayo na kaya natin baguhin yung tao na yun. Number 2 is that we have very low self-esteem. What is self-esteem, by the way? Self-esteem is how we see ourselves. Okay? How we identify our emotions, no? Ito yung kung paano natin tingnan yung sarili natin. Okay? Kung tinitingnan natin ang sarili natin, na acceptable na to. Ito lang yung standard ko sa sarili ko kasi ganito lang ako. Ganito lang ako. Yun lang din yung makukuha mo. Kasi yun lang yung sinet mo para sa sarili mo. Okay? So, if you have low self-esteem, then papasok na dyan yung takot. Takot na mag-isa. And that's third. Kaya tayo nagstay sa isang relationship na hindi healthy is because natatakot tayong mag-isa. Kasi iniisip natin na mas mabuti pang nasa isang bad relationship ako dahil may matatawag kang relationship, dahil may kasama ka, kesa mag-isa ka. And sometimes pinipili natin yun at masakit yun. Masakit tanggapin na di natin kaya mag-isa. And again, on a personal note, no, this is my experience naman, no. Yeah, I've been through that. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, hindi ko kaya mag-isa. Hindi ko kayang mabuhay na wala ang tao na yan. Hindi ko kayang harapin ang bukas, ang future ko ng mag-isa. Dahil kailangan ko ang tulong ng tao na yan. No, but when I've changed my mindset and removed my limiting beliefs ng I can't, at change ko siya sa I can, ang daming miracles nangyari sa buhay ko. Ang daming pagbabago na nangyari sa buhay ko. At wala siguro ngayon ako sa harapan ninyo to share my journey of self-love and self-awareness kung hindi ko na-discover na baguhin mo lang yung mindset mo, magbabago ang lahat sa'yo. No? Sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay mo, magbabago siya. Okay? So that's the third reason. No? We have low self-esteem. Baba ng tingin natin sa sarili natin. I mean, sometimes we blame ourselves for being in that relationship. And there's this reason pa, much deeper reason why. No? Kasi nakasanayan natin noon tayo ay mga bata pa na parati tayo nag-iisa. No, it's actually a result of that trauma na pinanggalingan natin nung tayo ay, or sa past natin. No? Because hindi tayo aware na sometimes we're living the past in our present time. Okay? Kaya ganun kababa yung tingin natin sa sarili natin. Nakasanayan natin eh. Kasi siguro marami nagsabi sa atin na ganyan ka lang, yan lang yung mararating mo, yan lang yung maaabot mo. Na we're coming from different places kung bakit tayo nagkaroon ng ganitong mindset and self-perception. Okay? Number 4, Number 4 would be, we thought we are in full control. No? Since nandun tayo sa isang relationship, and we thought that that person trusts us so much, and we thought that that person loves us so much, or probably loves us enough, we thought that we are in full control. Hinahayaan natin na gawin yun kasi akala natin, magbabago din siya at ngayon lang naman yan. So we keep justifying the things na ginawa niyang mali sa atin. And we try to keep it. Hindi nga natin pinag-uusapan sometimes na na-offend na tayo sa sinabi ng isang tao sa atin eh. Because we're not honest sa sarili natin. Because natatakot tayo na tayo ay ma-judge, na tayo ay maka-offend, na tayo ay makasakit. Okay? Well, setting of boundaries and loving ourselves will attract people who have the same boundaries and respect ng katulad natin. Yung mga tao na hindi ready to accept who we are with our boundaries and all, sila yung hindi dapat natin wini-waste yung time natin dun sa mga ganong klase na tao. No, people who are inconsistent sa atin, we should avoid them. Why? How can you trust people who are inconsistent? Na ngayon galit sa'yo, bukas hindi. Na ngayon dahil meron kang maibibigay sa kanila, nandyan sila. Pero sa oras ng pangangailangan, wala sila. No, and I've heard a lot of people, no, telling me about this, that they are so scared to say no. And that's an issue sometimes na we have to face, na we have to overcome. Akala kasi natin in full control tayo. Okay? Siguro applicable tong next item na to is that we are in that unhealthy relationship dahil we're considering our family and our children. That is acceptable. That's understandable. Pero hanggang kailan? When you are in a toxic relationship, no? And you have kids to consider, kaya ayaw mo mag-let go kasi gusto mo buo yung pamilya mo. Kailangan mo lang mamili ng dalawang bagay. You have two options, no? You let your children or your family witness, know that you are allowing the abuse to happen inside your home, or you be a good example to your children that you are setting a high standard for them. No, na pinaglalaban mo ikaw, you are fighting for you because of them. And I think most of those women who's watching this video can relate to that. Then sometimes, no, I encountered some, strong women, very respectful women who are single moms today, that it took them some time to decide to live or make a decision about their relationship. Kasi natatakot silang mag-isa at ayaw nilang masira yung pamilya nila. But they came to realize na mas importante na maging buo yung kids nila at hindi ma-witness ng mga anak nila yung chaos na nawi-witness nila sa bahay nila. No, yun yung reason kung bakit sila nakapag-decide na umalis. And sometimes we're too focused on that because siguro kultura natin yan, no? It's in our culture na kailangan bilang isang ina, kailangan mong tiisin lahat para sa mga anak mo. Without us realizing that we're actually teaching our kids that we are allowing abuse, emotional and physical abuse. And I don't think we're setting a good example if that's how we perceive unhealthy relationships. Okay, we're not setting good examples and somehow it can impact their relationships, their future relationship pagdating ng araw. Okay? Lastly would be the last reason why we're staying in this unhealthy relationship is that guilt feeling. No? Kasi may blackmail may emotional blackmail Paano kung may mangyari sa kanya? Kasalanan ko kapag may nangyari sa kanya. Sabi niya, tatapusin niya na ang lahat kung iiwan ko siya. Sabi niya, masisira ang buhay niya kapag iiwan ko siya. No, nandun yung guilt feeling, no? Ayaw mo, parang you're taking responsibility of that person's action para lang hindi mo siya iwan. And that's blackmail. No? You are responsible to yourself. Okay? Hindi mo responsibility ang happiness ng ibang tao. At hindi rin responsibility ng ibang tao to like you, to make you happy, to make you feel fulfilled, to make you feel wanted. That is not the responsibility of other people around you. It is your responsibility. Your life, your happiness is your responsibility. Hindi mo pwede yang ibigay yung responsibility na yan or iasa yung responsibility na yan sa ibang tao. Okay? Kasi walang ibang gagawa niyan kundi ikaw lang. Right? Okay. So now we know the signs, no, of if we are in an unhealthy relationship or toxic relationship. And we also know some reasons why we continuously allow ourselves to be in that relationships. We will now know paano ba mag-let go. At yan ang pinakamahirap na gawin. Yung mag-let go ka sa taong mahal mo. Pero nagtatalo yung puso mo between mahal mo, pero mas mahal mo yung sarili mo. No? Minsan kasi hindi na natin iniisip yung sarili natin eh. Kasi kala natin is when you love someone, you're being selfless. Pero hindi eh. No? If you love yourself, then you're also loving that someone. You're not allowing that someone to be dependent sa'yo. Okay? You're not allowing that someone to abuse you. No? That's self-love. And isa sa pinakamahirap na gawin is making the decision. At somehow makaka-relate lalo na ang mga kababaihan dito na gagawin natin ang lahat para ma-save ang isang relationship, especially when it involves children. Yeah? Gagawin natin ang lahat para ma-save yan. No? Ilang taon mo yang i-work out para ma-save yan. And in those many years and times, I am so confident that you expressed that feeling. No? Alam ko na sinasabi natin yan, kino-communicate natin yan. And again, if the receiving person is not ready to receive those, yung sinasabi mong values mo, yung sinasabi mong problems mo, then you are not with the right person. Because you have to work it together, hindi lang ikaw. Okay? So, number 1 step. Paano ba mag-let go? Anong first step para makapag-let go ka? Again, decide. Decide that you're willing to let go now. Hindi bukas, hindi sa isang taon, hindi sa isang buwan. Hindi ka mag-wait ng miracle kasi tapos na. Nagawa mo na ang lahat para matulungan yung tao na yun. No, decide. Decide ka because you're able to identify na nandun ka sa isang unhealthy relationship. Okay? Second is, keep asking yourself, do I deserve this? Is this all what's worth? Ito lang ba yung worth ko? No? Na parang gawing punching bag? Or para ka pagsabihan ng iba't ibang masasakit na salita? Yan lang ba yung worth mo? No? Number 3, seek help and support. No, humingi ka ng tulong sa family members mo. Marami dyan mga organisasyon na handang tumulong sa mga katulad natin, especially for women. Marami mga tao na willing tumulong sa inyo. Okay? Seek help, ask for a friend's help, your mentor's help, yung mga pastor nyo, your spiritual advisor. You seek help. Because you cannot do it alone. Right? Hindi natin kakayanin yan mag-isa. Okay? Next would be, once you decided, huwag tayo maging marupok. No? Huwag tayo maging marupok. Kapag nakapag-decision ka na, there's no turning back. No, hindi pinadalan ka lang ng bulaklak, tumawag sa iyo, nag-text sa iyo, and then okay na uli kayo, and then uulit-uli yung cycle. No, once you've decided and you made the first step, lumabas ka na sa isang relationship na yan, huwag mo nang balikan. No? Because uulit lang at uulit ang problema. Mas lalo pang lalala yung problema. So yung sinasabing, marupok ka ba? Huwag tayong maging marupok. No? Maging firm tayo sa decision na yon. Next would be accept. Accept that it happened. Accept that it's gonna be a part of your life now. Accept that hindi siya yung tamang tao para sa'yo. Na nakapag-invest nga tayo ng oras, ng pagmamahal, ng love, no? Sa isang maling tao, then there's hope that one day you'll be able to give those to the right person. No, how much more kung nandiyan na yung tamang tao para sa iyo. But it's another journey. No, you have to love your first self before we can attract someone to love us the same way that we love ourselves. Okay? Do not blame yourself. Okay? When you made that decision to leave that someone, regardless ano pa yung magiging choices niya or magiging reaction and response niya sa decision mo, it's not your fault. Okay? Accept it. Accept that it's gone, that it's over. Tapos na. Hindi na pwedeng balikan. Okay? Forgive yourself. Another important process of moving on, okay, of letting go, is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself dahil ang daming panahon na mahabang panahon kang naghihirap at nasaktan ng dahil sa isang toxic relationship na hindi naman worth it na ipaglaban. Okay? Last would be, start again. Don't be scared to start again. Start loving yourself. Start that journey of loving yourself, making yourself strong. No? Knowing yourself better, knowing your worth. Have that strong self-perception and self-esteem. Para makapag-attract tayo ng positive na tao sa buhay natin. Okay? These are some of the few tips or advices, no, na pwede kong i-share sa inyo. And these are all some of the things din na pinagdaanan ko sa buhay. And napakasarap maging free. Napakasarap din na mahalin ka ng tao na deserving din sa pagmamahal mo. And alam nyo ang impact ng nanggaling ka sa isang masakit at masalimuot na relasyon is that you become aware of yourself that next time hindi mo na gagawin yung same pagkakamali na nagawa mo. That you will be careful. That you will always choose yourself in the next relationships that you've had. No? And because you've had that journey of self-love, you're able also to relate to others yung pinagdadaanan nila. Na somehow hindi mo rin yun gagawin sa kanila kasi alam mo kung gaano kahirap na nanggaling doon. Diba? So, you are more than that. You are more than the person that person is treating you. No? Huwag natin alisin yung pagkakakilala natin sa sarili natin na hindi tayo ginawa ng Diyos to be a failure. No, we're here to succeed in life. And being successful in life is also being successful in any relationships that we have. Kung hindi tayo handa na pumasok sa isang relationship, huwag natin pilitin yung sarili natin just for the sake of having someone. Because that is not the right motivation. That is not the right intention. You will know when you're ready. Kasi buong-buo ka na. Kasi handa mo nang i-share yung buhay mo at ang future mo sa tao na yon. No? At napakaswerte, no? Napakaswerte ng tao na yon na magbibigay sa iyo ng same respect and level of acceptance, acknowledgement sa iyo. Because you are worthy. You are worthy. Okay? So, this is just wanting to say that life is beautiful and continue thriving and striving to be better and always be good, no, regardless how people will treat you. Hindi dapat natin baguhin yung pagiging mabuting tao natin just because nasaktan lang tayo. Okay, that's not who we are. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you like and share and subscribe, and I'm gonna be talking for more paano list sa next episode ko. So, yun lang, and happy viewing. Thank you.